Welcome back. In our segment entitled More Than Just a Party, we are speaking to local chapters of sororities and fraternities to discuss our purpose and what we do to uplift the community. Joining us today is a young lady who needs no introduction for hundreds of young women who are members of the Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She is our chapter's fearless leader, President Lonita Blackmon. Good afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon.
you?
I'm good, Sora. How are you?
I'm doing great, Sora. Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes. Thank you for coming. I have watched you, since I've come into the chapter, and, you have always exhibited class and elegance wherever I've seen you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And you're such a role model. You are a role model. And everybody does know you.
Yes, yes.
When we see you, it's like, wow, and she's the fearless leader, and you're always calm, cool, and collected.
I've heard that a lot lately.
Yes.
I'm like, maybe in front of everyone, but
Right,
yes,
right.
As any human, I have my moments.
Right, you have your moments, but you have courage under fire.
Yes,
So
yes.
that's a good thing. And and if I could be personal, if I haven't already been, what motivated you to become a member of AKA?
Well, actually, I am celebrating 29 years on December 5th of this year. And I attended a PWI. And so, I joined the ABC organization like most students do when they go to school.
Yeah.
But I began to do some research on fraternities and sororities, and it just kind of called to me.
Yes.
I do enjoy getting my hands dirty.
Yes.
And doing that hands-on community service. And so Alpha Kappa Alpha was a great avenue in order for me to do that. There was visibility there.
Yes.
Because I feel like if you help one person, then you've done your duty.
Yes.
But I just, I joined because I was also looking for that sisterhood aspect, like most people usually say. I mean, I do have sisters, but I'm the oldest.
Yes.
And so over the years, being in Gamma Omega has allowed me to have those older sisters who have been able to give me guidance as I've been able to give my own siblings guidance.
Yes, yes, and that's an awesome analogy as I think about that, because when you said you were the oldest sister, I was like, I could see that because because of that collection and calmness, but you're right, it gives us so much more than just what we have in our family network. So yes, it's definitely a blessing. And for those who do not know, please give us a brief history of our sorority and what we do.
So Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded on January 15th, 1908, which is almost 115 years ago.
Yes.
At Howard University in Washington, D.C. We are an organization who was brought forth to provide high scholastics and ethical standards for college women, as well as young women who we were promoting to get into college.
Yes.
If you think about that time in our country's history, 1908, the population of African Americans attending college, whether it was an all-black school or a PWI, was low in numbers at the time. So it was really a great way to bring awareness of who we are, why we're being educated, and how we want to help those behind us to follow in our path.
Yes, yes, and it's funny when you're asking questions that you kind of know, but it's good because you spoke them out so well,
Thank you.
And also the fact that we have such deep roots in the St. Louis area.
Yes. The founder of Alpha Kappa Alpha is Ethel Hedgeman Lyle. She was born and raised here in St. Louis, Missouri, and she is like, even though obviously I didn't get a chance to meet her, she has been someone who I have looked up to. Her birthday is on February 10th. Mine is February 12th. So we're both Aquarius.
Yeah.
So she, like I said, was born and raised here in St. Louis, Missouri. She also attended Sumner High School, which everyone who's attended Sumner is a big proponent of Sumner High School.
Yes.
And then, of course, when she went away to school, she came up with the organization, and it grew and grew, of course, over the years.
Yes, yes.
So
And it's so amazing that that fact is not as well known as it should be. I mean, when we think of historic African American women in the St. Louis area, we all know Annie Malone, but we don't know that, the oldest sorority, the oldest
right,
African American
African American,
sorority,
right,
was founded by a St. Louisan,
right,
a woman who went to Sumner High School. It don't get more St. Louis than Sumner.
right, right.
So I think that's an amazing thing. And we have something coming up with her as well.
Yes.
So if you can speak to us about.
So the Gamma Omega purchased a building, you could say a building, earlier in this year, and it is eventually going to be turned into a museum for African American women. And this home was a family home, owned, or not owned, I'm sorry. This was a family home that they rented in the 1920s.
Yes.
And it was scheduled to be demoed, but for some reason, it still stood. And we also purchased the land that coincides on both sides of the building to where we're going to build our future chapter home.
That is amazing. That is amazing, And so coming up this Friday.
Yes, on December 2nd, Gamma Omega will be 102 years young. And so to celebrate the day, we are going to have a land dedication ceremony on our property on St. Louis Avenue in the city. And it'll be brief. It'll just be, the purpose of why we purchased the land.
Yes.
And yes, a symbolic gesture to our chapter and our foundation.
Yes, and I am just amazed at it. This is a fantastic feat, as we say that this year and maybe the last couple of years have been the year of the women. It's been our year. We have, the vice president, the African American woman vice president, who happens to be a member
of Alpha, and she attended Howard University.
Yes. So so we have that. We have the African American mayor, female mayor, who is Tashara Jones. So there's a lot of good things going for African American women right now. And when we look at the groundbreaking that's about to take place, it's showing that we've been doing it all along.
Well,
back
women are the
history.
backbone of most great things in this country. So
yes,
it's just another added
15
bonus.
years ago. Yes, Ethel Hedgeman Lyle founded Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Correct.
And a St. Louis woman, and it's not as publicized, that, we got Annie Malone, we did hair, but we also went to Howard University and started the greatest sorority of all time, in my opinion. So, so I just wanted to really touch on that fact. But in addition to that, the Gamma Omega chapter has a lot of historic significance as well to the movement. So if you can speak to that for us.
So as I stated, Gamma Omega was chartered on December 2nd, 1920. So we are turning 102 years old. And over the last 100 years in the St. Louis community, we have provided service to all mankind, which is also our motto. And we have worked with elementary students, middle school students. Some of our programs, we've worked with veterans, seniors, you name it, we probably have done it. Some of the things historical wise, back, I believe in the 1950s, our president, Sora Johnetta Randolph Haley, she helped in assisting collecting money to help those who had been arrested when there were
was that the Jefferson Bank
yes,
demonstrations?
Yes. And so, and the first president in 1920, I remember reading up then for the history about how they provided two $50 scholarships to students. And here now in 2022, we're giving away probably close to $100,000 a year between the Fashionetta Cotillion and our scholarship committee providing scholarships to graduating seniors. Our EAF Foundation, who provides scholarships to those who are already in college to assist them with their college progression. It's just an amazing feat.
It really is. And, and when we think about the Fashionetta Cotillion, that's like one of the most well-recognized programs that we have.
Yes, we are going into our 39th year next year.
Yes.
and it is for high school seniors. And it's a presentation to society, a
Yes.
debutante ball. So it's about an 8-month program. They also do community service.
Yes.
And actually, they have community service this month
Yes.
coming up. So, they get started right away. And it's just a way to help, we provide lots of opportunities for them. We do an etiquette class. We do things about their health for when they go away to college. They talk with our undergraduate chapter of Beta Delta,
Yes.
who Gamma Omega is a sponsor of. It's our citywide collegiate chapter, a sorority chapter. So we provide a lot of information that they can take on with them. And
Yes.
I've also seen too, we have Debs and escorts who keep in contact with one another,
Yes.
and they can bond, and so they can go away to school and come
Right.
back, and they can still, pick up right where they left off.
Yes, yes, and there is so much that our chapter does, like just programmatically wise. I mean, the different thrusts in the in the different programs. I recall making dresses
Yes.
for girls in Africa. I mean, there is so much.
Yes. So
that,
yes, and it depends a lot of our on our international program
Right.
theme. Our last program theme was excellence, and now we're doing soaring.
Yes.
So in the previous administration, we did do the pillowcase dresses
Yes,
for the
yes.
young ladies, and T-shirts made out of pillowcases
Yes.
for the young men, because we also want to, we want to cultivate
give
our
them
young
something
men as
too,
well.
right,
Yes,
yeah.
you don't want to leave them out. But going forward, we're going to have the CHIP program, which is to assist those who may need extra meals
Yes.
for the weekends, because we know a lot of our students, maybe only get those meals while they're at school. And so when they're at home on the weekends, it may be scarce. So we're
Yes.
going to be providing that with a local elementary school here.
That's great.
We are going to be doing some more things in the environment. We're also very heavily involved with social action,
Yes.
social justice. So it's not about just voting. There are
Right.
other issues, in our communities
That's
that we want to
true.
focus on as well.
And then you have the MLK Day of
Yes,
Service.
we have the MLK Day of Service, and we have the MLK Salute to Veterans Sunday Supper
Yes.
that we do in collaboration with one of the fraternities, Omega Psi Phi. And then the MLK Day of Service, we collaborate with the other metropolitan chapters of Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Yes.
There are 3 on the St. Louis side,
Yes.
3 on the Illinois side. And so that's about 1,200 women.
Yes.
So we can make a big impact because we want to provide service on our day off
Yes.
and make it a day on.
Yes, yes, and you do it very well. I do it when I can, but you do it very well.
Yeah.
I just like to thank you for stopping by and just shedding some light on, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority
Thank you.
Incorporated, and that we are more than just a party and more than just a pretty face,
Yes.
but we
Yes,
are
we are more
actually,
than just pink and green.
that's it. There
Yes.
is work to be done.
Yes,
So
there is.
how can someone find out more information about AKA?
Well, about AKA in general, the website is www.aka1908.com. And for all things Gamma Omega related, our handles on social media, our website, and YouTube are AKA GOSTO.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations on having an excellent administration.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm very proud of it.
This episode brought to you today by Worldwide Origins, offering the very best in Black, Greek, Masonic, and promotional jewelry and accessories for over 25 years. Worldwide Origins is a proud supporter of the Not Just a Party educational series, highlighting the community engagement work of Black Greeks and their impact in the community. For more information, go to worldwideorigins.com.